With Rug and Malkin off 173, there's a new co-main event for the card. Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler are both on the Roadhouse sequel movie together. Chandler says it was cordial, more than cordial. Poirier probably at some point is going to refute that and say he can't stand Chandler. They have an interesting relationship where Chandler says everything is good and Poirier says everything is bad. He can't stand the man. Cyril Gahn back in the gym training after a fight with Tom Aspinall. He didn't receive much of a backlash for the eye poke, which led to the no contest, but Aspinall did get a pretty big backlash from some fans for not continuing. Dan Hooker thinks Islam Makhachev is moving up a weight class to get a second belt to try and move out of the shadow of Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's the main event at UFC 322, and then the following week in Qatar, it's Dan Hooker versus Arman Sarukian. Michael Bisping thinks that if Islam Makhachev beats JDM, gets that second belt, he deserves to be in the GOAT conversation. Jack Della Maddalena on his weight, he says weight cuts are pretty easy for him, but not easy enough for him to drop the lightweight. Jack also says he walks around 191 pounds, which he says is pretty heavy for him. JDM thinks his activity off his back is going to help him a lot in the grappling department against Islam Makhachev. When Islam gets on top, a lot of guys just stop moving and they sort of take their time. When you take that time, he's already on to the next bit. He's pushing you down, so I never stop moving. Zach Reese steps in on 3 days' notice to fight Jackson McVeigh. Despite just a 3-day notice, he is a minus 500 favorite against McVeigh. Not surprising he is a favorite, maybe surprising he is minus 500, taking it on 3 days' notice. McVeigh has one loss in MMA, his UFC debut, which he took on short notice against Bruno Ferreira. First round armbar loss for McVeigh in that one. Nathaniel Wood getting some praise for returning Jose Delgado's 20% fight money for missing weight. Nathaniel Wood says, people are personally messaging me saying I robbed him. I gave him back his weight miss purse. He shouldn't be fighting out this weight. To me, he's the guy who's too big to make 145, but it was only 1 pound, and the kid is obviously not on as much money as I am, so Wood gets some praise for doing that. It's rare that people do that. I believe Tyron Woodley did that with Kelvin Gastelum back in the day when he missed weight. Nathaniel Wood ended up winning a decision over Delgado, almost got knocked out in the first round, survived that, took the next two on a couple judges' scorecards, and won a decision. Jiri Prochazka says one of the craziest things he did in training was shadow boxing for 24 hours straight. Azamat Murzakanov looking to fight him in March. I'm ready in March. Give me Jiri Prochazka. I'll finish him. The only guy to finish Jiri Prochazka in the UFC was Alex Pereira, who did it twice. Aside from that, Jiri's been able to stop everybody in his way. Murzakanov, 16-0, 13 of 16 by stoppage, ranked number 7. Jiri ranked number 1. Jiri wants Alex, but Alex wants Jones at heavyweight. Ulberg also wants to fight Alex. Magomed just fought Alex and lost. Khalil Roundtree lost to Jiri. Jan Blachowicz lost to Ulberg, and Jamal Hill is injured. Dominic Cruz says the UFC and Dana White encourage fighters to take the settlement lawsuit money because it's already gone. They should take it. Even fighters who are currently with the company and broadcasting or whatnot, they should take the money.
But they told us to collect it. That's the thing about the UFC too. Yeah. Like if you talk, just so people know, like if you talk to Dana or any of them, they're like, we're putting the money out. It's gone. So go collect it. They're not like, hey, you're a bad person if you collect it. They don't play that game. Like it's business for them. And so
regarding feds auditing Jason Herzog's fight, Herzog's DM says your post November 2nd falsely states federal regulators are auditing my fights and that over 100 bouts are flagged implicating me. UFC confirmed directly with FBI. I'm not under investigation. My fight's not being audited. You have 48 hours to retract the claim and delete the post. Nobody said 100 fights were flagged implicating you. I was told the feds are moving in to audit your fights, and that's what I reported. I stand by it. Learn some reading comprehension, dickhead. You think you get to call me all sorts of awful shit and demand a retraction because someone came knocking? F you, man. Have fun with the investigation and reread my report and try again. One of Herzog's strangest moments this year was in the Cejudo Song fight. Herzog briefly started round 4 before stopping it right away. That allowed the bout to go to the scorecards as a technical decision after Cejudo couldn't continue from an eye poke late in round 3. The move caused controversy because it never happened in the UFC before, so now people are even going to be more suspicious. Did he do this to ensure that the fight went into the 4th round? Did he do this to make sure it was not a no contest and instead a technical decision? It may not be anything sinister at all, but now everything he did in the past is going to be looked at. And also, people were very confused at the time because no referee did that ever in the history of the UFC. Artur Beterbiev is a free agent. He says, I got a lot of questions about my promotional status. From June 2025, I'm a free agent. My contract with Top Rank expired. I'm grateful for these years with Top Rank, and I want to thank them for the opportunities they gave me. Four years ago today, Alex Pereira made his UFC debut. He's established a Hall of Fame career in that period of time. 12 fights, 6 title wins, 2 division champion at middleweight and light heavyweight. Go Coincidentally, 3 years ago today is when that Becky versus Derek Minner fight happened, that controversial fight that kicked off the FBI investigation. Right before the fight, a ton of money came in that Derek Minner was going to lose, and he was going to lose by first round TKO, and that's exactly what happened. Minner took a few years off and returned to action earlier this year. He lost a split decision in June, and he's actually fighting later this month on the 21st of this month in Lincoln, Nebraska, taking on Frank Nasty Osborne. Since that fight with Minner, Shyla Nerdy Becky lost to Steve Garcia and Melky Costa last year, and he hasn't fought since. Weili Zhang moves up to face Valentina Shevchenko next week. This is her physique at 125 pounds. Compelling matchup. Weili's speed, cardio, and aggressive style could pressure Valentina early, but Valentina's experience and counter-striking at 125 make her dangerous. The size difference might test Weili, but her explosiveness and pace could turn it into a close fight. Interestingly, despite moving up in weight, Weili will be the favorite in this fight. New Yorker Aljamain Sterling seems to feel a way about Zoran Mamdani being elected as the new New York City mayor. London stan, please meet New Yorker stan. People aren't paying attention to what's going on, and I barely pay attention to what's going on, and I can see this coming from miles away. Netflix doing a documentary on Dana White, focusing on the high-stakes Vegas gambling lifestyle. UFC president made headlines in the past, winning and losing millions in a single night, including reportedly losing 30 mil. Casinos often monitor his bets closely, but at the Red Rock Casino, which is owned by his buddies, he may not even have to pay that debt. Dean Thomas thinks Islam Makhachev's best chance to excel towards a finish versus JDM is earlier in the fight before JDM can get any submission defense going. Makhachev has some finishes in the first couple rounds, but he also has round 4 and 5 finishes via submission over Thiago Moises round 4 and Dustin Poirier in round 5.
Islam's best chances are going to be really, really early. And I said it, if he can get him down early. Now, the Craig Jones element is a hack. It is a cheat code. Now, if you can get a man down early and just finish him before he gets started on his cheat codes, problem solved. If I'm Islam, you got to try to catch this man, because Jack's not the great, like, he wasn't like the greatest grappler prior, right? Like, he doesn't come from like a grappling background. Like, he's competent, but if you can catch him early and get him to make a mistake early and then just never let him out, never let him get to his cheat code, that's where Islam can excel.
From a technical standpoint as a fighter, Renato Moicano could tell Isaac Delgarian was throwing the fight against Del Valle, because in particular, he was deep on a double leg takedown and just let him go, be gone, and his rear naked choke, quote-unquote, defense looked suspicious.
You actually think in the fight he threw it?
Yes.
And why is that?
Because the guy is a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
And on the first shot, like 15 seconds into the fight, he got his head locked on a perfect double leg.
Yeah.
His head on the right position. And, like, he let the guy go.
Did this guy do anything right trying to defend the rear naked choke?
No, he was doing everything wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he was.
And do you think he tried, like, do you think he at least did somewhat a good job of selling it? Because he could have tapped right away.
Absolutely.
He kind of sold it in a way. For at least it went like a minute before he tapped.
Yeah, but what was strange? Because rear naked choke, usually when you got that deep,
tap
like,
right away. Yeah.
Tap right away. For me, he was like showing, I'm gonna show that was hard. But he was not doing the things that was supposed to do.
Yeah. And then right when he lost and he got up, he made like a face, like a sigh.
Yeah.
Like, you know
I
what
saw
I mean?
that. I saw
Selling
that.
it. He's selling it. It's like WWE.
I don't know.